Hello and welcome to another episode of Fanatical About Fiction. I'm Rachel and this is a roundup of my weekly reads. Now, since my last video I've actually been to Hail My Book Festival and it was a fantastic day, and I actually managed to meet Cassandra Clare there, and as she wrote one of my favourite book series, The Mortal Instruments, I managed to get my copy of City of Bones signed, which I'm really pleased with. And I got a free rune bookmark, and I got the Rune of Silence, which I'm also very pleased about. When I was there I'd actually saved up for ages to buy lots of books in the book festival, and I actually only found this one book, Incarceron by Catherine Fisher, so I just bought this and then I went home and spent the rest of my money on Amazon, which I'll go into detail on later. So, Incarceron is basically an escape story from the two protagonists' point of view, Claudia and Finn. Claudia is in a dystopian world in which the world's been frozen in the 1700s, and anything from before that time has been destroyed, and there is absolutely no recollection of anything but the 1700s by the people, even though they all know that time has been frozen. She's in an arranged marriage and she's trying to escape with help of her tutor Jared, and she gradually finds out more and more about Incarceron and sees it as a way to escape her fate of marriage. And Finn is the second protagonist, and he's actually living inside Incarceron, and he was apparently born there and has no memory of the outside, but he has a nagging suspicion that he is from the outside, and he's basically trying to get back outside and escape as well. So Incarceron is, I'd say, probably about a 3-star book. I liked the idea of the prison and I loved the way that was set out, but I didn't like any of the characters, if I'm honest, and I thought Claudia had a lot of room to grow and she didn't really, which I was disappointed at, and I didn't really like the end. It's a good holiday book if you're looking for one, but if you're looking for something like an epic or something to get lost in, I wouldn't recommend this book, and I was a bit disappointed with it considering how good reviews were for it. Since my last review I've also reread The Fault in Our Stars, which I didn't really think I'd get lost in again, but I absolutely did. There's so many more secrets in there that I didn't realise the first time, and I got just as attached to the characters, and I found myself, as I was reading it, forgetting the ending and just loving everybody in there, and I did cry a lot again. But I think that's the mark of a good book, where you reread it and get an equally good experience, but for different reasons. As this time I wasn't so immersed in the plot as I was immersed in the characters, and I just love them. They're truly one of the best written two of the best written characters in young adult literature. I think they're the best characters that John Green has written, and I loved it. I'm currently reading Lives by Michael Grant. I've read the first 2 of the series and I really liked them, but I've actually not picked this book up because I kept forgetting about it really, and then I saw it for about £3.80 in Tesco, so I just had to buy it, and I'm about that far through, as you can tell, so not close to finishing yet, but I'm enjoying what I've read so far. Now for the final part of my video, I've actually got a book haul to show you, because as I didn't spend all my money in Hail My, I actually spent it on Amazon buying other books. So I've got a little stack by here which I'm going to show you. So the first book is Across the Universe by Beth Revis. To be honest, this book isn't normally what I would read, but I read the opening few chapters on my Kindle and I just loved it, and I thought it was really well written and I wanted to read it all, so I bought it. The second book is The Giver by Lewis Lowry, I think, and I bought this because it's received such good reviews on Goodreads, and it's voted as, I think, one of the top young adult books, and I loved all the ones that it was close to in that list, so I thought I'd give it a go, and everybody that I know has read it has said it's great, so I thought it was about time I read it. The third book I bought was The Killables by Gemma Malley, and I absolutely loved the Declaration series by Gemma Malley, and I wasn't so taken with her ideas for her other books, but this one she's released recently and I actually really liked the idea. It's about a dystopian society again, which seems to be the trend at the moment, but I really liked the idea behind this one, as they give you a letter when you turn of age, rating from A to K, on how useful you are to society, and if you're rated K, you're ranked as killable, because we just assume that you're that bad, or that because you pose a threat to the society. And it's about a girl who falls in love with somebody who is rated as a letter K. The fourth book I bought was Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohen and David Leverson. I think it's these two authors that wrote, I'm not sure together or one of them on their own, they wrote Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, which I loved, and I thought it's about time I read something else of theirs, and this book seems really good. My fifth book is Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, and this is very much one of the biggest books of the moment, so I thought it's probably a bit of a shame I haven't read it yet. The film's been released soon. I love filmed book to film adaptations, and this one looks really good, and I thought I'd read it and give it a go. My last book is Insurgent by Veronica Roth, which I'm very excited about. I've waited for this book for ages. I actually have to pay a little bit more to have it in this cover, but I just love it as it matches my first one now, and it's not in the what I call ugly British covers, it's in this lovely American one. So I'm probably going to start this straight away and leave Lies for a little bit, and I'll probably dedicate a whole video to it. So that's it for my summary. I'm probably going to start my own individual channel soon, so I can dedicate a bit more time to each book that I read and ones I want to tell you more about. My first video will probably be on The Fault in Our Stars, so if you weren't satisfied by my summary of it in this review, please subscribe to that channel and it will be up soon.